Hi everyone. Today I'll show you how to create cards for your Android app using Android Studio and Java. Cards are great. When used appropriately, they provide a great interface to scroll through long lists, enhancing user experience with a mobile app. Cards are versatile. You can add text, videos, and buttons to them. For example, in the first screenshot here from LinkedIn, cards have been used to host video clips. In the second screenshot from the Duolingo app, cards are used to create a friend suggestions scrollable list. Let's create a very basic card layout today. I already have written some code. This is because Android Studio tends to lag when I am recording my screen simultaneously. Instead, I'll walk through the code and help create cards. Let's look at the code that helps us achieve the cards in Android Studio. So you just start with a blank Android Studio, a template Android Studio activity main.xml file. Within the activity main XML file, you would create a horizontal scroll view because the cards are meant to be scrolled horizontally, so left and right, which is why we use the horizontal scroll view. Within this, we use layout width, height, margin top. These are your basic properties. It's always safe to match parent and wrap content because you want your scroll view uh, sort of fitting to the parent and wrapping with the content so that it sort of flows. Next, we have the constraints. The constraints very similar to the constraint draggable interface that you had in the design view. However, we do not do the draggable thing in this case because the cards are a bit more complicated to do using the draggable interface. So nothing's too special with the horizontal scroll view. You just have a blank page here. I think the other important feature about the horizontal scroll view, another attribute that you should probably add is scroll bars. So if you have none, you do not see any scroll bar, but if you have horizontal, then you'd end up with the horizontal scroll bar, which is not evident now, but as we sort of add more and more elements, you'd be able to see that. Now, if I wanted to add cards to my horizontal scroll bar, I'd have to stack them one upon each other, and a linear layout facilitates that. So I've got some code to do that right here where I have a linear layout. I have layout width and height. Once again, width and height wrap content just so that everything sort of flows and there's no gaps on either side. The orientation would be horizontal because we're designing horizontal cards. Usually the default is vertical, and the padding is the gap between each card. So the gap between each element within linear layout would be determined by padding. Finally, we would add our cards. So cards can be added using the card view widget. So the card view widget has the following properties. It has layout width, height, and margin, which you can add and adjust as per needed. I also wanted to create a circular rounded effect around the card, so I added 16 dp just to make it look pretty. And I wanted to add the shadow to make it look elevated, and so I decided to add card elevation 8 dp. Now, as you can see here, this is the horizontal scrollable bar, but I did not want it, so I'll just do none and set and reset it. And the padding, now that we have all of our cards, it's easier to demonstrate. So if I had maybe 36, that would just change things up quite a bit. And I'd much rather just use 16 because I've tried and tested different values and this worked best. So this is basically how you create a cards view. I have 5 cards view. The card view numbers or IDs are a bit messed up, but that's because I sort of made a mistake while copying and pasting my cards. However, you can scroll left, right, and be able to view all cards. This is what the cards would look like when you ran the app. So you've just got your cards and you can drag to view all of your cards. If you wanted to add text or images, you can simply create another within this section. You can just create a linear layout and then add text view, image view, whatever you feel like adding. That's how you create cards on Android Studio. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.